everybody, it's Joe here, and welcome to round 2 of my F1 24 career mode journey. This is season 0, the F2 season, and we are at Jeddah. If you didn't see the first installment from Bahrain, do be sure to check that one out before you check this one out. Oh wow, they have done a stunning job of the graphics on this game. Right, it's time to qualify for round 2. And hopefully we can put together a fast lap. Let's do this then. Out of the last corner, let's begin this lap. What can we do here? I'm thinking a 42, maybe a 43 might be sufficient. Into turn 1. Braking as late as we dare, trying to take turn 1. Oh, that was a nice apex there. The car feeling very pointy, as it does with this handling model, into the slower corners. But now we've got some fast corners here, and they do come at you thick and fast. A little bit deep into there, but that's fine. We're going to try and hold the line here. And you know what? I don't think I could have done better through that first sector than what I've done. That was a solid sector 1. We have got a car behind me. I need to make sure that I don't impede them in any way, but I think they might be on an out lap. Right, hold the inside line here, let it go out wide slowly, and now we head towards the right left. And it's crucial to nail the exits to these corners because this is a speed circuit, so it's crucial to nail the exits and get as much speed for this part of the circuit as you can. And we're now heading to the very fast left-hander. Didn't brake too much for that, and I took as much speed as I dare. I think this is going to be a good lap. There's a car that is behind us, but I know someone else is also in front of us, and they are going to be setting the bar when they finish their lap. But I'm hoping I've raised it as we head into the last corner. Little bit deep, but I'm pretty pleased with the lap. Iwasa does a 43.5. What do we do? It's going to be a 42, I think. A 42.7 then. Well, a stunning lap means that we take pole for the second time of the season by half a second to Victor Martins, with Teo Pourchaire in third. Then it's Novalak, Iwasa, Benavides, Daruvla, Vesti, Behrman and Doohan. So it's a completely different top 10 to what we had in Bahrain. What can we do in the rate 2 races ahead though?
So today, the sprint race, no pit stops, just full on pace. It's all about speed, daring, and sheer driving skill. What, I wonder, is in store for us today? So an interesting circuit, Jeddah. Like some other street circuits in the Formula 2 calendar, it's likely to present a formidable technical challenge, with a number of challenging turns for our young drivers to master. Plus, it's a hot track, and that high temperature has some big implications for tyre performance that they'll need to keep in mind in order to secure a good result. In the commentary box, I'm Alex Shakes. Alex Brundle is alongside me. And now, we've had sprints for years in Formula 2, but with a shorter race, how does that change your driving style?
We have seen stops before at the end of the sprint race, jumping onto that softer compound of tyre and having at it for the final few laps of the race. Indeed, we've seen sprint races won like that. So anything can happen out there. Don't send the pit crew home just yet.
Right, 10 laps round Jeddah. We're starting in P10 for this sprint. What can we achieve here? Let's get this sprint race underway. And we are go here in Jeddah. An okay-ish start, but the second phase we may get swallowed up if we're not careful. So I'm just going to brake a bit later. Around the outside comes Dennis Hauger trying to get a position on me, and Hauger's actually gained that position. We've gone quite deep, so we've been forced a bit wide, and we are down into P11. So we have lost the position at the start, but we're going to try and gain that back for you very, very quickly. But it's not a big loss. We've lost one place, and well, look at that, Benavides and someone else going side by side. I think that might be Daruvla, and I had to jam on the brakes there, otherwise I was going straight into the back of Dennis Hauger. I may be vulnerable to Enzo Fittipaldi here, so I'll just have a little look on the defensive side. I've gone deep there, but this is going to help my exit, and I think we might have a little bit of a run on Hauger. It might have to be a little unconventional look up the inside, but we are going to take that look, and we've got through. We're past Hauger, and Fittipaldi might want to follow us through, but he doesn't. So, back into the top 10. I'm going to have to try and avoid giving them love taps up the back. We saw that have quite dramatic consequences in Bahrain. None of that here. Just following Victor Martins closely through the first sector. And maybe a little bit of track extending there, but we're trying to figure out a way for it. It's quite difficult to pass on this circuit. Realistically, you get 2 opportunities with the DRS. You can sort of send an unconventional move down the inside here if you're brave enough, but really it's all about the DRS zones, and you want to be close enough going into them. Now this is a DRS zone here, and I have in previous F1 games done overtakes there before, but you've really got to be brave with it. As we get on the rear of Martins, we need to be closer. Oh, no, is that close enough? Right, let's see if we can aim for a run. Oh, kissing the barrier there. Hopefully that's done no damage. And as you can see, as we've brushed the barrier, it's kind of compromised us in having a run on Victor Martin, sadly. But let's see if we can set one up into turn 1. Not as such, so I think we're going to have to wait for the DRS, and I think when the DRS kicks in round here, that's when we start having fun. And how OP is Daruvla at the moment? He is setting fastest lap he's just set the fastest lap, and now he's getting right after Behrman and Doohan. Tell you what, we might even have a chance at an overtake into the left-hander here. Yeah, here we go. I think this might be our best shot of a run. Martins is going defensive. We forced Victor Martins on the defensive. He's going to come around. Oh, okay. Okay. That was a little bit of contact. I hope the car's okay. Yes, it is. But we had a go, and Victor Martins saying absolutely not. So we have been given the mini objective of trying to get past Victor Martins. Our engineers have had enough. They want us ahead. Oh, a little love tap there. Does that damage the car? No. Right, we need to get past him before lap 7. And so the engineers have made it clear they are done with waiting. And look at the run we're getting. And this is what I was talking about. You can do overtakes here. And we've done an overtake down the inside of the left-hander. And we move up into 9th place ahead of Victor Martins. That was a nice overtake. I'm proud of that one. Right, let's not get too content with that. Let's get after Théo Pourchaire. That might be where we can take advantage of having a look. Oh my God, it's turned into an overtake. That was not meant to be an overtake, but it turned into one. And we're now ahead of Théo Pourchaire, up into 8th place. But we're now outside of DRS from Clement Novalak, so... well, not anymore, but we were at one point, which would have been a bit of a disaster. And in fact, we are under threat of dropping out. And Pourchaire wants the place back. He is not done with me yet. But now we're getting all in the rear of Novalak. Are we going to have a go here? Yes, we are. And are we through? I think we were, but Novalak's coming back at me. I allowed him the space. The problem with getting that done now is that we're going to have to defend from Novalak because he's coming straight back at me. So I'm going to take the inside. I'm going to defend the inside line. Novalak is going round the outside. And is he ahead? He is ahead going into the corner. But there's another DRS zone here. And that's going to allow us the DRS. And that's going to put Novalak in a vulnerable spot. So we're now going to switch to the outside. And I think Pourchaire is having a look down the inside. Where is everybody? I'm giving everyone space. And, oh, there's contact between someone. I think Pourchaire has been muscled out of the way. Who's that is on my left? That's Novalak. He surely is going to have to back out of that one. Otherwise, there will be a collision. So Novalak having to back out. And now he's side by side with Théo Pourchaire. But while we've been racing these guys, the top 6 have now got themselves a comfortable gap and disappeared into it. So they have disappeared down the road.
Your lap times are all over the place right now. We've got to have consistency. Come on, we can do better than this.
And I'm being yelled at by the team for inconsistent lap times. He might have a go here, but I'm not having it. Braking as late as I dare. Oh, we've clipped the inside wall. That's going to give Pourchaire a run for sure. Théo Pourchaire right on my back here. Can we defend? The DRS doesn't appear to be all that powerful, apparently, unless it's being used against us. Pourchaire down the outside. We're going to brake later and dare to stick it down the inside. And we still hold the position to Théo Pourchaire. Round the last corner, Ollie Bearman gets his first win, but we hold on to P7 and a couple of points. Whew, that was intense right at the end, wasn't it?
A great win then for the Prema team today.
Well, sprint races are basic, aren't they? And that's why we like them. Set them all going and let them have at it. And they really showed the racecraft and pace that you need to win them.
As we look back on a thrilling race here today, we can now see the drivers take their places on the podium. It's a familiar sight by now, as it's another successful F2 win for Prema.
Ollie, Ollie, Ollie! Oi, oi, oi! Yeah, enough of that. Ollie Bearman grabbing the win here. Jack Doohan getting second. Third is Vesti. Fourth is Daruvala with the fastest lap. He's becoming a real threat to us in this championship. Benavides getting some points in fifth. We're in sixth. Iwasa and Pourchaire complete your points. So this is how it affects the standings. Daruvala now has a 2-point lead to Bearman. Bearman closing him down a little bit there. We're third. Vesti is next. Then it's Doohan, Vasseur, Leclerc, Iwasa, Miney and Hauger completing your top 10. Right, we got a feature race to do. We're starting from pole. What can we do? Let's find out.
Greetings and welcome to Jeddah for what promises to be a thrilling Formula 2 race. We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Sunshine lines up on pole position, with Victor Martins alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid we have Pourchaire, Novalak, Ayumu Iwasa, Benavides, Daruvala, Vesti, Bearman, Jack Doohan, Hauger, Miney, Richard Vasseur, Enzo Fittipaldi, Leclerc, Stanek, Boschon, Isaac Hadjar, Cordial, Maloney, Nissani, and Jack Crawford completes the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. It is the Formula 2 race. It is time to introduce you to Alex Brundle. I'm Alex Jakes, and we've got changeable weather out there today. That's
changeable weather? What changeable weather? It's sunny all the way through. What are you chatting, bro? Anyway, we're on the grid at Jeddah. We've got 14 laps ahead of us. So let's do this. 14 laps of the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix feature race for F2. And we are underway here at Jeddah, and this time it's a better start. But look at Victor Martin straight down the inside. I think he's going to have us here. Where is he? Yet Victor Martin's taking the lead as I've gone straight off the circuit. Martin's leading the way, and alongside is Clement Novalak in an unusually high position. Let's just shut that down straight away. Oh, I've gone off the circuit. I'm going to have to let him through. Otherwise, that's not a fair overtake. So Novalak in second place. But look at how far Victor Martins has got. Oh, going wide there. Okay, I'm not used to the grip these tyres are producing. The super softs are a bit grippier and a bit quicker. Right, okay. We're down to third, so we've got it all to do here. At least we haven't fallen as far down as we did in Bahrain. But Victor Martins, the longer we leave it to overtake Novalak, the more Victor Martins checks out of this Grand Prix. So we need to get our heads down and get into this race. But that doesn't give us a good exit. And Théo Pourchaire is now right behind us. Surely this time he's going to have a go. And Novalak gets the fastest lap. Théo Pourchaire is having a look down the inside. And I think Pourchaire might have it. I've given him the room. I think I've given him a little bit too much room. Pourchaire moves up to third. And now we've got Iwasa all over us. So we're losing a couple of places here. I'm struggling a little bit, I've got to be said, for the pace. We had half a second in qualifying. Where's that gone? Oh, he doesn't. He didn't. Okay, we've got closer to Pourchaire there. And he didn't have DRS. And I don't know if he'll have it here. But if he doesn't, that means we can have a go at taking third place back. Let's just get within that slipstream. Let's use up the advantage. Here we go. We're going to have a look at Pourchaire. Pourchaire goes defensive. That's going to force him a little bit out of sorts around the corner. And that means we're going to have the best chance at a go down the pit straight. Here we go once again. DRS wide open. And we're getting ever closer to Pourchaire. Are we getting close enough to have a little look? Yes, we are. Pourchaire defending, but we're going down the inside. Oh, oh dear, we've collided.
Okay,
we've collided, and that's brought the safety car out.
Keep an eye on the Delta.
I mean, I thought I gave him space. I thought I gave him space. We go a bit deep, and and unfortunately, with a front wing to repair, we are going to lose a bit of time. I'm hoping we don't lose too much time, but into the pits we go. This is a disaster for our race. We had 2 pole positions, and we've not converted any of them yet. Luckily, I think we're right down the end of the pit lane, so we're not going to be held up by other cars. So I think the worst we'll fall down to is falling outside the top 10, but because there's very little mechanics, we can't change the wing and the tyres at the same time. So we are going to lose a few positions here.
Good job from
In
you
fact,
and the crew there,
we've
mate. We're so
emerged in
front of that.
5th. Okay.
Strategy complete. See these tyres
That's
through to the
not
end
the
now.
loss I thought it would be. But again, I think it's because so many people have to queue up in the pits. And because they're queuing up, there are cars that do, and I've seen this in previous F1 games, there are cars that get trapped in other people's pit boxes until they've sent the driver that's pitting first on their way. So, well, okay, that's changed a few things here. Namely, it's moved Isaac Hadjar up to 4th place. So, Isaac Hadjar, I think, is the big benefactor from that. But we are back racing here at Jeddah, and we have 8 racing laps to complete this feature race. At the moment, we are in P5, so not quite where we want to be, especially after starting pole. But Novalak leads, Martin 2nd, Iwasa 3rd, Hadjar 4th, I'm in 5th, then it's Miney and Fittipaldi. Miney having a little bit of a look there, but to no avail. And now we're trying to stay with Isaac Hadjar, who's having a fantastic day. Up in P4 at the moment, higher than I expect. He thought he would be, but I don't know, is he going to have the pace to hold on? Having a little look at Hadjar there, but that was nothing in doing there. Although, can we go around the outside here? Nope, Hadjar cuts that straight off. So, Hadjar's going quite defensive. We did have a little look, but it was to no avail. And I tell you what, the run we've got out of there. Hadjar didn't get the run. And now we're going to go alongside Isaac Hadjar. This is a brave piece of the road to do it on. But look at that, we get past Hadjar on the straight. So Hadjar not getting the traction out of the previous corner. And that allowed us to go down the straight that isn't a straight. And we are past Hadjar, but he's now coming back at me. Hadjar's going to have a go, surely down the inside here. He's going to have the room, but we're not. He's not gone for it in the end. And we're now getting after the top three. And Novalak is coming under increasing pressure from Victor Martins. So at this stage of the race, it looks like Martins is just a little bit faster. And Martins going down the inside. Victor Martins going for the lead here. Is he able to get it from Novalak? Oh, Novalak going a little bit sideways. Did they touch? I don't know. But Victor Martins retaking the lead of this race. Novalak back down second. Like any close. I'm trying not to do it. I'm trying not to hit the back of Iwasa there. It was very close going through the technical part of the circuit. Nope, I've hit him. A little love tap given there. And we're now actually... Oh, I thought I was going to be alongside him there, but we're not. Is there a way through? Ugh. Oh, that was a brave overtake, and we made it work.
We didn't get what we needed there, I'm afraid. But head down, chin up, and let's focus on the rest of the race.
And we've clipped the wall, and we've failed our objective because we've got a little bit of damage on the front wing now. We clipped the wall, so we failed the objective, and our front wing has had a hit. So, yeah. Sorry, guys. I'm not going to send it here this time because I don't think we're quite close enough. But we might be able to have a go on the straight because look how close to Novalak we are. And this will set us up a run on Martins as well if we do this right. Down the inside we go. And I think we have got past Novalak. Our feature race pace definitely stronger on these tyres than the pace at the beginning of the race where we struggled for a couple of laps. So the pace has come to us. So we've made a mistake, and I'm going to have to go across the escape road, and unfortunately that's going to let Novalak back through. It's that curb, so I've been playing dare with the curbs for a while, but that time it bit back. So now we need to get past Novalak, and unfortunately for him, he's not going to be as close to Victor Martins as once he was. But I'm setting up my favourite overtake down here again. Is he going to have DRS? I think he will. Yes, Novalak opens the DRS, but look at the slipstream we have, and once again going for the move down the inside of the left-hander. On the curb, is Novalak going to pass us back? He has the room if he chooses to do so, but he tucks back in, and while we're battling Novalak, Martins is getting down the road. We cannot afford this. Here comes Novalak again. I'm going to force him in tight here, and that's worked for him because he's got ahead. Novalak now up to second, so that's worked annoyingly well for Clement Novalak. We're going to get him back though because we have DRS here, Novalak doesn't, and this time we're going to get the move done cleanly, unlike Porsche. And no, Novalak's coming back. Novalak trying to find a way through. He's going to try and stick it around the outside. Where is Novalak? And he eventually has to back out. But what that has done effectively is allowed Victor Martins to go free as we go off the track again. And I'm starting to find the traction in these tyres just being lost a little bit now. They're not feeling quite as fun as they did. Here we go. 2 to go, and we're all over the back of Victor Martins now. We're going to abuse the back of this ART. We're going to make ourselves large in his mirrors as we set it up. We're trying to set up the move into turn 1, and look how close we are. And I'll tell you what, Novalak might be under threat from Iwasa here. Martins going all out to try and break the show. We're going to go to the outside. Martins goes to the inside, and I think he's got us covered here. I've given him space. Martin's just holding on to the place, but we've still got the rest of the lap to do it. And Novalak holding on to third over Iwasa. But I am now putting pressure on Victor Martins. What can he do? Can he do anything? We're on that curb again. As long as we keep abusing those curbs like that, Martins will have us covered. But we still got 2 sectors to do it. Oh, I've gone very deep under braking there. But that just shows how hard I'm pushing Martins here. Okay, this is where we can make the difference. We can have a go at Victor Martins right here, right now. This is where it's going to happen. He doesn't have DRS. We do. Are we going to get past him down the left-hander here? No, that's going to be a bit risky. It's going to have to be into the last corner. We've made contact with him. Got that close, but we're going to have another shot at the DRS. This is where we need to make it happen, and I think Martins has got himself enough of an advantage. Here we go. Oh, we can have a stab at it. We're going to go down the inside. Have we got that done? Oh, we've gone deep. And Martins takes that straight back. We had a go, but we went deep. And Victor Martins wins the second feature race of this F2 season. But we come home with P2.
I cannot complain about that one. That was
And that was a decent drive, despite hitting Porsche at the chicane. But decent result, decent drive. I will take those points.
So another fantastic victory for ART today.
Alex, it's so hard when you've had a mental knock to recover and take victory like that, especially at this level. Brilliant stuff.
ART, the French team who have been racing since the 90s in various forms of motorsport, are once again back on the winner's podium today after a brilliant display of driving skill.
So despite the collision with Porsche, we still get P2 in the race. But let's have a look at your results. Victor Martins, we get second, Novalak gets third in a fastest lap. Iwasa is fourth, Hadjar fifth, great drive by Isaac. Kushmaini gets sixth, Enzo Fittipaldi taking home a top 7. And then it's Daruvala, Benavides and Arthur Leclerc completing the top 10. For Isaac Hadjar from 18th to 5th, he'll be happy with that. Right, what does that mean for the standings? We've now taken the lead despite not winning a race yet, but we've had 2 podiums, so that consistency is what's going to help us. And consistency is king in Formula 2. Daruvala is second, Behrman third, then it's Victor Martins now up to 4th, with Iwasa in 5th, Vesti 6th, Doohan, Novalak, Vachon and Maini completing the top 10. And despite winning a race, Arthur Leclerc finds himself out of it, although the race he won was a sprint. So I don't know how that works on countback then, because Maini is 10th, but he hasn't won a sprint race, whereas Arthur Leclerc has. So I think there's a little bit of an error there in how the countback is working. Elsewhere, you've got Enzo Fittipaldi and Brad Benavides 13th and 14th, with Isaac Hadjar 12th. And then it's Hauger, Boschong and Teo Pourchaire. And Pourchaire, I think, will have a few choice words for me after the race, no doubt. Well, thank you for watching round 2 of this F1 24 career mode campaign. This is the road to F1. This is Formula 2. And our awareness points going up again. But again, I think my awareness isn't the issue here. But Well, I think my awareness is a bit of an issue here. I need to learn the braking spots better. I need to learn this handling better, because it's due to that I went so wide at 1 and then ended up in the path of Théo Pourchaire. So I need to figure this all out a bit more. There's still a lot to learn from this game, but I'm happy that we're taking good results. Although I am fully aware that that was very lucky with the safety car. Well, next race will be Australia. Please join me for that. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content from me. Thank you again for watching. Until the next time, TTFN from me. Ta-ta for now. Take care.